Now, strike the block.
All right, so I spoke with Judge Pirro right after that appearance. It got much worse backstage, and she will join us tonight in just a moment with a lot more. And of course, for the entire week, the left's anti-Trump echo chamber has been on super duper high alert. Now, the president's meeting with Vladimir Putin has been compared, let's see, to the Holocaust, Pearl Harbor, 9/11, and the rhetoric has been absolutely psychotic. Front page of the New Yorker, look at this, featuring a cartoon showing a dead President Trump face down at the bottom of an escalator. Great, his kids have to see that, his grandkids have to see that. And Time magazine featuring this ominous-looking Putin-Trump hybrid. And by the way, on TV, over just the past 24 hours alone, not the earlier 48 hours, the anti-Trump hysteria is even worse. They're all in a state of panic. The economy's doing well, we're safer than we've been, and they know they're going to lose the next election. They're scared. Take a look.
Did the president share classified information with Putin? Did the president take other steps beyond those that he took so publicly to undermine the security of the United States?
This president is very happy making himself a client of Vladimir Putin. Who knows what they talked about behind closed doors?
He's aiding and abetting the enemy.
I can't believe this is something I'm saying about the president of the United States, but it made me wonder if people are suspicious that he revealed sensitive classified intelligence, including human source information, to the president of the Russian Federation.
What Putin does is exactly what Trump does, or what Trump does is what Putin does, which is they lie for a living.
I'm about as shaky as I have felt since the night he won. Back then, my biggest fear was we had elected an asset of the Russian government who would sell out America at every opportunity just to save his own hide. My biggest fear now is that I was right.
China has proven to be a much more formidable adversary than, say, Russia over the past 3 decades. And Congress finally seems to be taking notice of that. Today, the House Intelligence Committee held a hearing on Chinese espionage and how it threatens private actors and the U.S. government. James Phillips is chairman and CEO of Nanotech, Inc., and testified at that hearing, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Phillips, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So you run a high-tech manufacturing company in the United States that makes a bunch of different things, some of them for the U.S. government.
Yes.
Tell us how you have experienced the threat from China to our private sector.
Well, we are a deep science manufacturer. We make things that nobody else can make anywhere in the world. And, you know, one day, not very long ago, the FBI just showed up at our door and said, you know, you're the most hit firewall in the southern United States by China. And they're hitting you millions of times a day on your firewalls, and you need to look out for it. So there was a thing under the Bush administration called the National Nanotechnology Initiative to protect nano, because nano is so important to the U.S. It undergirds all manufacturing. And as we try to reclaim manufacturing in the United States, it really all starts with nano. It doesn't matter whether it's AI or any of the new technologies, big data that you read about. Nanoscience is somewhere there, especially in medicine, things like that. And so it needs to be protected. And it caught us by surprise, but luckily we already had 2 firewalls. But at the end of the day, after looking at it really closely, they said, as much as we've helped you now protect, I kind of turned over my entire firewall to the FBI, and they've still got it. And to that extent, it's protected. But they said, you know, you almost have to go and put everything in your logbooks that you really want to protect, your really super secret stuff. If you're coming up with gravity-resistant materials to make things that are just really futuristic, whatever, do not put that on the grid. So we take a lot of stuff now off the grid. It's kind of like Back to the Future. You go back in time.
You're putting it in notebooks.
Yeah.
Is there any country that approaches China in the scale of the theft or in its aggression?
There's nobody even close. You know, I hear this Russia. I mean, Russia, to a great extent, is Mexico with nukes. I mean, they've got small, GDP. I mean, China realizes the way to take over the world, the way to take over the United States, which they've publicly claimed they want to do and be the #1 country in the world in all respects, is through innovation, through science and jobs. And that creates GDP, which they're the fastest growing GDP in the world. And it holds true, no different than it did 100 years ago. The person with the most gold is in charge.
Of course. Mexico with nukes. I wish you told me that earlier. I would quote you every night, but I plan to from here on out. James Phillips, thank you. That was really interesting.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.